feel like we have a destination. How about you and I, pal, do a last man standing bet? You like it? You and I, last man standing. The last team in the playoffs that's remaining obtains the strap. I think that is a rightful thing to do. You see, I don't know if beating you guys really does anything for me this week. Because truthfully, I need to exercise some demons like I did against the Cowboys in 07-08. I need you in the playoffs. I want you in the playoffs. I have to have you in the playoffs.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. 2 days away. 2 days away from Eagles Giants for the NFC East, and hopefully a bye week if they keep the bye week in the NFL, because they may lose it, but I don't think it'll happen. We'll see. But before we get into it, I gotta say this. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all the internet. I almost lost track of what I was about to say. And also, if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to say thank you for all the support you give to me. Now, before we talk about these possible playoff scenarios and things going on with the Eagles, we got to take care of some business, right? We got to take care of some business. The Pizzle, the swamp rat. Now, as you guys know, I have his belt. Well, I can't say the belt is in the house right now because the belt is actually in the backyard 3 feet under. We dug that thing up and we put it underground, and we got it buried at least until this game is off. And I figure once I dig it out of the dirt after we win, everything is good. I'll open it up. I'll tell Pizzle, send his shine box. Let him shine up. I'll start shining up that belt, and we'll make it look better. But it is wet, and it is muddy outside. It's disgusting. Remind me later to get some pictures to show you. Now, Pizzle obviously wants this belt back. I mean, it's a beautiful belt. No question about it. It's nice. It's shiny. It has all its buttons. It looks good. And I know he wants this belt back, and I know it's driving him nuts. But Pizzle is in a tough situation. All right? He's in a really bad situation. And why do I say that? Is this. The Eagles and the Giants for sure play this Sunday. But after that, they may not play until next year. Okay, until next year. That means Pizzle's beautiful belt, his pride possession, besides his hypnotic, acid-ridden cigars that he sends people. But it's his pride, we'll say his second prized possession. All right? And Pizzle wants that belt back. How is he going to deal with this for a whole year? Can you imagine the Eagles beat the Giants and he doesn't have the belt for a whole year, okay? And it's not just like he can say, hey, we'll bet this game and I'll take my chances. The problem he has, and you guys know, they're probably not going to play their starters, or at least not much. And this isn't Philly 500 making this up because I'm hoping. I don't care what they do, okay? I'm just being truthful. You look at the Vegas line, it's 14 points. The Eagles would not be 14-point favorites to the Giants if the Giants were playing their starters. And you even have some stuff coming from Giant, Giant media people. Here's Pat Leonard. This is what he said. What I just saw at practice confirms for me the Giants will likely rest several starters versus the Eagles. We'll cover it in today's Daily News. Now, he's not the only one that has said that, okay? Art Stapleton said this. Sense I get from the Giants locker room and talking to those within the organization, They are going to do what's best for this team as it pertains to being ready for the playoffs. Intention is not to lay down versus the Eagles, but not going to go full bore and risk their chances. Anytime you hear a team say they're going to do what's best for their team, that is a code for sit their starters, okay? So, this creates a problem with Pizzle and Philly 500 betting, right? Because it's not real, and I fully admit it. You know, I need a drink. Pinky up when you drink. Always got class. But here's the thing. It's not fair for Pizzle. It's not accurate, like an accurate representation of the challenge. That sounds fancy, right? But of the challenge, sorry, I just hit the mic with my big ass fingers. But it's not really fair for Pizzle. He's gonna go and make a bet and have to put more on the line, and then sit there and perhaps lose his belt. Okay, and he's gonna have backups playing to basically give him his shot at winning. So it's not fair for him. He's going to have backups trying to get his belt back. It's not fair. So he does not want to bet. He said it in his last video. I do not want to bet you this week, Philly. It doesn't make sense. And I agree with him. I totally agree. I think he's got a point. And what he said in his video, I can't believe it. An actual intellectual moment for Pizzle. He actually said this. He says, how about a last man standing bet? All right. So which team lasts the longest? Pause. Because that would be me. But which team lasts the longest? Pause again. Okay. That would be me. Whoever goes the furthest. Pause. That would be me. But anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Whichever team wins or goes further in the playoffs, okay? So, I think this is a great bet. I think this is a great bet. And so what I'm going to do, Pizzle, is say this. I accept the last man standing, last team standing bet. Which team gets further? There's a good chance the Eagles and the Giants may play each other in the playoffs again, because I think if the Eagles have the 1 seed and the Giants have to play the Vikings, who are the 3rd seed, I think the Giants beat them. I do. I think they beat them, and that would mean that the Eagles and Giants would play, most likely play again. So I think this is a good bet. So Pizzle, I like this last man standing bet. And so what I'm going to do, Pizzle, is I'm going to go out there maybe after the game, and I'm going to dig the belt up. I'm going to wash it, have you send the shine box so I can shine it up, make it look good, put all my Eagle stuff on there. But whichever team goes further in the playoffs, you're on. You're on. Now, I don't want to just make this about whether you get the belt or you don't get the belt, okay, because I own the belt. The belt is in my possession, and I want to make this a little more interesting. First thing, I am going to put that belt on the line. All right, Pizzle? I am also going to put something else on the line. Let's go all in. Let's put it all in. You have a prized possession. I have a prized possession. I have a prized possession that Mark Holmes sent me that actually, we'll get into him in a second. But, I don't know if you guys remember, but a year ago, Mark Holmes, he made me this beautiful Joe Boo trophy. Not bad, very beautiful. On it, he went and got 2 signatures. He was at our autographing show. Here's Miles Sanders, and here's Jalen Hurts. All right? This is very important to me. I really love this thing. I take care of it. I make sure it's it's smooth and it's sand. I sand the wood if I have to. It looks good. It's worth something. Like Pizzle's belt's worth something. I am willing to put this on the line with the belt in the last man standing challenge. You just got to promise me one thing. I get a chance to win it back next year, and you take care of it. Now, I'll put this on there with your belt, and we'll do it. All right? We'll do it. But what I want from you in return is this. You have to give something up. And one of the things that I would like you to give up for me is I would like to have more of them cigars. I want more taste of Pizzle. Pause. In all seriousness, those were pretty good cigars. So I want 3 or 4 of those bad boys sent to me. If I win, I keep my trophy, I keep my belt. What do you say, Pizzle? You in? Because that's what I'm offering you. We ain't playing. It's the playoffs. We are going Philly 500. Don't play. I am not the most censored, most throttled, pause, Eagles YouTube creator in all the internet. Or content creator in all the internet. Nobody in Eagles fan base is censored as much as me. Now, as I was thinking of this idea for the bet and I was thinking about your video, you also talked a lot about Mark Holmes. And I saw Mark Holmes growling, crying, "Oh, Pizzle, where art thou? Oh, Pizzle, where art thou?" And, I think Mark needs to be included in this too. I think, and I'll throw this over to Mark Holmes, you can get the belt, you can get the trophy, you can get the cigars. We'll make this a 3-team last man standing. Whichever team goes the furthest. I'll put up the belt and the trophy. Pizzle could put up cigars and whatever else he decides. And then Mark, you could put something else too. Do you accept? My team, I believe, is going the furthest. Do you believe in your team? Let me know, both of you guys. Now, I do want to talk a little bit of football, okay? I do want to talk a little bit of football. I will have my preview prediction video out later today. No question about it. But it looks like at some point today, and hopefully sometime during this video, we're going to figure out what they're going to do in the playoffs, because there have been some rumors that the league may actually do some different things in order to make up for the tragedy that happened on Monday, right? We had the horrible tragedy Monday, and then the Bengals and the Bills couldn't play. So now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to make it fair. How are they going to make the playoffs fair, seating fair? Those teams aren't going to replay the game. Me personally, I think the best thing to do is just make it, say, listen, I'm sorry, Buffalo, but Buffalo and Cincinnati, that's a tie. You guys got a tie. But they don't want to do that. So they're going to meet, the NFL, they're going to meet today and try to figure out what to do. Now, one of the possibilities that they're talking about is adding another team into the playoffs. So adding an 8th team on each conference and getting rid of the bye week, okay? Now, I absolutely hate this idea. Whether the Eagles had the first seed or Dallas, I don't like it. I don't think another team should be coming into the playoffs. Matter of fact, before I would do that, I would get rid of a team. So I would actually get rid of the 2 playoff teams, one in the NFC, one in the AFC, and then have the first and second seed both get a bye week. That, to me, makes more sense than adding an extra playoff team. But if they did add an extra playoff team, that means the 1 seed would not get a bye week. That means there would be no bye weeks. You don't work this hard and go this long in the season to not be able to have a bye week. Now, I know there was a tragedy, and they have to figure out what they're going to do because of Monday, and I'm glad that they stopped the game. I'm glad that they didn't play the game out. But I don't want them to get rid of the bye week, okay? Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll find another way. Matter of fact, I just saw this right before coming on here to stream, and Adam Schefter said this. The NFL never considered an 8th playoff team being added to each conference. Well, that's great, because that means that the bye week would then stand, of course, okay? So what are they going to do? I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do or how they're going to do it. But as long as the Eagles are allowed to keep a bye week if they win this week, and it doesn't change any of that, then I'm okay with whatever. But like I said, I'm glad they didn't finish the game on Monday. I don't think they should have, and I have no problem with them canceling that game. But I think they just gotta be careful how they go about making up for it. So we'll see. We should find out later today. I'll probably know by the time I do my preview prediction video, and we'll actually find out. Now, for channel members, just real quick, I got a lot of videos coming. I got to have them all done by the 10th of each month, so I will have them out this week. We got a lot of things to talk about. But as far as the playoffs and what they're going to do, we're going to have to wait and see. No question about it. So we will find out. I will have my preview prediction video out later today. And let's see. Does Pizzle and Mark Holmes want to be part of the last man standing? Do they want to go in? We're not talking about one thing. Or you get this or you get that or the other. We're not talking about that. Okay, we are talking about multiple things. Things that matter. This trophy matters to me. This has the MVP's autograph. Has Miles Sanders' autograph. I don't want to give this thing up, but I want to make this last man standing count. So what does Pizzle got? What does Mark Holmes got? Let's find out. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Now, I wanted to talk about this yesterday. I totally forgot to. It slipped my mind. But obviously, the NFL came out with their 15 finalists for this year's Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, Eric Allen did not make it again. He did not make it again. And I got to tell you, I think he deserves to be in there. I don't know how long it's going to take, but when you talk about cornerbacks, Eric Allen is one of the greatest corners I've ever seen. One of the greatest all-around corners. He deserves to make it at some point. Hopefully, it'll be sooner rather than later, but I think he needs to get in. I think there's a couple guys from those Eagles teams, those Buddy Ryan teams, that need to be in. Eric Allen is definitely one of them. Denzel Washington, out.